Hey guys, so for today I am starting off barefaced because I decided that I'm going to do a talk through makeup tutorial. I feel like I haven't done one of these kind of videos in a while where I basically just do my makeup while kind of chit-chatting with you guys. Lately I've been doing a lot of voiceovers, so I figured I would just kind of switch it up for today. So we're going to start off with primer. I've actually been loving this Nivea Aftershave Balm. I'm going to try during this video to actually talk while I do my makeup instead of talk and then do my makeup, because then it just makes the video a lot longer. But yeah, I've been loving this primer. A lot of people love it, but then I've heard like some people say like, oh, it's just hype. But to be honest, like for me, I really like it. I feel like it gives me a nice sticky base for my foundation to sit on. The only thing I find is I do kind of need to use a little bit of a more smoothing primer kind of on top of it. Not that it's a total deal breaker if I don't use a smoothing primer. I'm going to take the Makeup Forever one. Not that it's like a total deal breaker or like you have to, but I just feel like I get a little bit of a smoother application when I do use a smoothing primer on top of the Nivea as opposed to just alone. So for foundation, I'm going to take two of my favorites. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear in the shade 4W1. And then I love this one during the spring and winter time. I don't know why I always gravitate toward it during this time of year. So this is the Luminous Silk Foundation in 5.75, which is a perfect shade, but I'm actually going to mix it with the 4W1 in Estee Lauder just to darken it a tiny bit because I'm kind of dark right now, or I kind of want to be. Like, I kind of want to make myself a little darker today. So if you guys do keep up with my Instagram, then you know I literally got sent like a shitload of new Morphe Elite brushes, which I love that collection from Morphe. So I wanted to go ahead and test some of those brushes in today's video just because I don't know, I thought it would make it fun. So the first one I'm going to try out is the E54, which, oh my god, this is like ginormous. You guys know I love the Morphe E6 for foundation. Here it is. This is like what I use all the time. This is basically this, just like tripled in size. So I feel like this would be awesome for those days when you just want that quick application. You know what I mean? Like, look how fast that just attacked my cheek. Like, do you see how fast that just finished that? I love that because I feel like, obviously on days when I have like a lot of time to do my makeup, a little bit more precision is nice with the E6, but the fact that they have my favorite foundation brush ever in a jumbo size is like heaven sent, because on days when I am in a rush, I feel like this will be a godsend because I can just quickly do my foundation. This though, you know what, maybe today, right now, we're going to do a little bit of color correcting because that's been really in lately, and to be honest, I normally don't do color correcting just because I do use such full coverage foundations and concealers to begin with that that usually does the job enough for me. Okay, so a couple weeks ago I actually got sent all of these new color correcting concealers from Becca, so I figured I'd try that out right now. This is the Backlight Targeted Color Corrector, and this is in the shade green. Because clearly I have a giant red pimple that I popped already and it just looks gross. I'm just going to take a small brush like this. Just anything really would work. To be honest, even my finger would work. Let's try that. I actually should have done this beforehand, so keep that in mind. When color correcting, it's nice to kind of do it before your foundation, just so that once you put your foundation on top, it kind of hides it, but I'll just have to go over it again. Now, one thing with pimples is you actually don't want to blend out too much, because usually if you've already popped a pimple, there's like a little hole and you'll cover the pimple redness, but then that hole will still show. So you see how I just like dabbed it on, and I'm not even going to blend that out right now, because if I blend it out, the hole's going to show. I know this is like probably a little TMI talking about pimple holes, but I'm keeping it real. So I'm going to go back to that. Hopefully there's enough foundation on here that'll cover it. And again, I'm like stippling. You see how I'm not like, and don't rush this process. Don't be like, oh, I'm too lazy, and like rub it, because you'll literally erase the work that you did. So I'm just going to be patient, take my time, and just blend it out. Now you can still see a little bit of greenness there, so we're just going to keep going. As you can see, that did cover it up pretty well. Pimples are kind of hard. Dark circles and dark spots are a little bit easier because pimples are like 3D, you know what I mean? They have like a bump, so it's very hard to cover. Moving on to regular concealer underneath the eye, I'm going to take the Naked Skin in Light Warm. I love this concealer lately because I don't know what it is, but You guys know normally I'm a very like subtle highlighter. Like I don't like to do the full on drastic highlight. But lately, like I love how light this shade is because it's been giving me like a very dramatic highlight. And I've been liking that lately. So when it comes to the center of my face, I don't like too drastic of a highlight. So I will just take the same foundation brush that I used and use that to blend it out, because that'll really, it'll blend it out, but it'll still keep it subtle. For underneath the eye, I'm going to take the Beauty Blender. I am using the Beauty Blender Nude. And I didn't know this, but you guys were telling me that the different colors of the Beauty Blenders have different purpose. Or I think you said like the white one has a different purpose and the nude one is different. I don't know. But to be honest, I feel like the nude one's the exact same. Maybe I'm getting it wrong. Maybe you guys said just the white one is different. I think someone said the white one is for skincare, like for lotions and stuff. I don't know. Is that true? Like, are the different Beauty Blender colors for different things? I didn't know that. And it doesn't seem like it to me. So I'm actually going to go ahead and set my entire face. I'm using my Holy Grail Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. Recently, let me try using this. This is the Morphe E41. Recently, I actually tried the baking method, and I know I'm kind of late to that train, but I liked it, but I didn't love it. I found that it looked a little cakey. It might be just because it was my first try, and I could use a little practice maybe, or try different tips, but I did find it to look very, very, very powdery. Oh, I also forgot to mention, you guys might notice that I'm kind of in my older background. Not older background, but you know what I mean. I'm on the other side of the room again. And that is because if you don't follow my Snapchat, then you don't know this. But me and my sister were actually installing new knobs or like hardware pulls on the mirrored dresser that's on my other side of the room that was in my background, like my most recent normal background. Well, because it's a mirrored chest, as we were like tightening the knobs, the mirror literally cracked like on 2 drawers. So I had to get every single drawer replaced with the mirrors. So yeah, I literally don't have any drawers in my dresser right now. So that's why I had to kind of switch backgrounds for today, because if I filmed in that background, it would look kind of ratchet with no drawers in the dresser. So now I'm going to take this really cool brush, the E49. This is kind of very similar to the e.l.f. brush that I love to use for setting the under eye. So figured I'll give this a try. This one just seems a little denser, so that might be nice. We're going to brighten up the under eye a little bit. I'm going to take the Tarte contour palette, and I'm just going to take this yellow shade mixed in with the white, because like I said, I've been really liking a bright under eye. I seriously love that this smells like chocolate, like hello. So next I'm going to bronze up the skin a little bit. I'm going back to my favorite bronzer because it's springtime now, so I've been really feeling this again. This is the Becca Bronze and Contour Perfector. Shadow and Light Perfector, it's a super long name. I'm going to take the Sigma Duo Fiber. I also get a lot of questions about this brush. Also, I wanted to tell you guys that I actually have a Spotify account now. I've been getting so many requests for you guys for months now to make a Spotify, and I never really knew, like, I knew what it was, but like I didn't really know about it much. So I actually did make a Spotify, and the username is Amy Macedo YT, because someone had, or like the username just Amy Macedo was already taken, so had to go for the Amy Macedo YT. So definitely check out my playlist, and I think it's follow me. Yeah, I think there's followers, so follow me on Spotify. Also, I actually got Periscope, so I'm planning to actually do a couple of live chats, just kind of like whenever I feel like it's something super chill. And I think I'm actually might do one today or tomorrow, depending on if I'm feeling like it. So definitely, I don't know, like what is my username on there? I think it's just Amy Macedo. I don't know, I'm like new to it. Go to my Twitter and you'll have a link like whenever. Basically follow me on Twitter, because when I Periscope, it'll go straight to Twitter, like the link. So keep up with me on Twitter at Amy Macedo. So moving on to some contouring, I'm just going to take this shade from the Tartiest contour palette and contour. For blush, I'm going to take Piaf and Poe from Kat Von D, and I'm just going to take this darker pink shade, because I'm not really into the light one. We're going to throw on some highlight. This is the Makeup Forever No. 2 Duo. This is still one of my favorite highlights ever. I'm obsessed with it. So I went ahead and filled my brows in and also primed my eyelids just because I feel like that step is super repetitive at this point. So I'm actually going to be using some new Morphe shadows that they sent over to me. These, I guess, are new single shadows that they came out with. I know this is like a super mauve-y, purpley palette, which is really beautiful, but for today, I'm actually going to stick to a really neutral look. I actually was watching Rosita Applebum's Snapchat, and if you guys don't follow her on YouTube, check her out. She's actually really good. I loved her eye makeup that she did. She was doing like a Snapchat tutorial and I fell in love with it, and I figured I would kind of recreate it. I was super inspired by her. I actually hope that she does a full YouTube tutorial with it, because like I said, she just did like a mini Snapchat tutorial, but from what I remember, I didn't take a picture or anything like that, which I kind of wish now, because at the time I didn't know I was going to recreate it. But now that I'm sitting here like, what eye look should I do? Kind of feel like we're creating a similar kind of look. So she basically did a very sharp crease with a blank lid and then some thick liner with a little bit of glitter liner kind of gradually popping through and then fading in. So I don't know, I just thought it was really nice kind of pop of glitter and just something different for me. So I figured I would go ahead and test it out. So to start off, I'm going to take something super neutral. We're going to take this shade right here, called Peanut. That's such a cute name. This is number 114. So you're just going to want to go ahead and kind of pop that into the crease as per usual. It's pretty much just your transition shade. I am literally in love with this shade. Like, how beautiful is it? So pretty much for this eye look, brushes are going to be key because you're going to want to work with different techniques. So I'm just going to take this kind of slimmer, smaller, fluffy brush, and I'm going to take that same shade, but it's going to appear darker because you're using a more precise brush. So that's kind of the trick. And I'm just going to pop it right in that crease. And I'm angling it upwards just so that it can kind of stay sort of sharp. I'm actually going to dabble into the same bronzer that I used, this dark one right here, and pop that right into the crease as well. So now I'm going to switch over to the Sigma E25 brush and take that same dark brown bronzer and just really get in that crease. Next, I am switching to the Morphe M507, which is super tapered, slim, pencil-y, yet still kind of fluffy brush, and I'm going to take... This is the shade Tipsy, number 109. And again, I'm just going to put that in the crease and kind of keep a sharp line. Next, I'm going to go ahead and take the E21 smudge brush from Sigma, take that same shade that I just used and just further intensify that line to make it look a little bit sharper, more dramatic. Going back into the same shade Peanut, I'm just going to go right up here and blend everything. Next, we're going to pack on my favorite white shadow ever. This is Bella White by Milani. It's literally the best white shadow in the entire world. We're just going to pack this on the eyelid. It's going to make our eyes look super open and bright, and it's going to further make this more dramatic, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to really separate the lid from the crease a little bit more. So for the lower lash line, I think I'm going to try and rock the no lower lash line look. So we're going to kind of have to disguise our lower lashes and lower lash line. So I'm going to take a little bit of concealer, same concealer you used underneath the eye, so it's kind of a similar shade. And you're just going to want to paint those lashes. If you have like longer lashes like me, you might have to kind of work a little bit harder at this, but it'll be well worth it. And make sure you get right on that line too. Like right at the root. And you can see instantly, like without even finishing up the look, you can see how instantly the eyes look so much wider. And to go ahead and make that stick and make sure it doesn't smudge, I'm going to take the same setting powder that I used underneath the eye, the yellow mixed with a tiny bit of white. Now we're not done with the lower lash line yet, but we're just going to go on and move to liner. So for liner, I'm going to use the NYX matte liquid liner, and I might kind of switch up and use the Kat Von D tattoo liner in Trooper for the inner corner maybe, just because it has like a really nice fine tip. So you might kind of see me switching in between these two. Okay, so now for the glitter part. To be honest, I'm warning you guys right now that I don't even know what color this is going to be, if this color is going to look good. I'm just kind of winging this. I recently purchased a couple glitter liners from Voss. This one is in the shade Goldie. I'm curious to see how it's going to look. It kind of looks like a very light pale champagne silvery gold, but like I said, I don't know how it's going to look. So I'm just going to go for it. I mean, what can it hurt? It's just makeup, right? So let's play. Okay, so like I mentioned before, I'm not going to do a full glitter liner. I'm kind of just going to have the glitter gradually appear and then gradually disappear right on the center of this liner. So let's see how this works. I've never done it before, so. And if you by accident go a little bit too much on the black liner with the glitter, then just kind of go back in and touch it up like I am. So I'm going to test out this new Makeup Geek Full Spectrum Eyeliner Pencil. This is in the shade Nude. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that in the lower lash line because, again, it's going to kind of conceal it. And to make that nude look a little bit closer to our skin tone so it's not so light, I am going to set it with the same Tarte yellow powder. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop on mascara just on the top lashes, also do some lashes, and then I'll be right back. So while I just go ahead and let the lash glue dry, I'm actually going to take some inner corner highlight. I'm going to use the same highlight that I used on my face, the Makeup Forever No. 2, but then I'm also going to dabble into a pearl shade from Morphe. This one is called Perfection. I've never used it before, so I'm going to test it out. I'm going to mix these two and let's see how that looks in the inner corner. So I'll probably just have to go in and touch up my liner on top of the lashes a little bit and also in the inner corner. I kind of want a strong inner corner highlight today, so kind of packing that on. So I'm going to take the Kat Von D since it's more precise, and I'm just going to touch up the liner right in the inner corner here. So now moving on to lips. I feel like that's always the fun part. I have a ton of new NYX Lingerie liquid lipsticks. They sent me one of them and I bought all the rest of them myself. Whoa, that's how excited I am, just fell out of my hand. I bought the rest of them myself because I'm actually gonna film a review and swatches video on them. So that's actually gonna be filmed right after this video. So I figured, oh, why not go ahead and use one of these in this video right here. So I don't know which shade I'm gonna use though. I feel like this look is already super purpley. Maybe I'll go with like a purpley shade. Actually, I almost forgot. I'm going to use the Makeup Geek black eyeliner. This is in the shade Obsidian and just go ahead and tight line just the top. Obviously not the bottom because we're keeping that super concealed. So this is the shade Embellishment. I figured this has like a little bit of a purpley tint, but I've never used this shade before. But it kind of looks like, yeah, I don't know, it's kind of a purple. So maybe I'm just gonna roll with what the crease color ended up looking like and try this. This is super different for me. Like, I've never worn a shade like this before, so I don't know, I guess we'll see. Okay guys, so that completes this look. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I personally really enjoyed kind of having more of a chit chat style with you guys. I definitely didn't anticipate this look to turn out like this. I anticipated it to be a little bit more neutral on the brown side, but it ended up turning into a dusty purple look. So I don't know, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I ended up kind of winging it. So if you do enjoy these kind of talk through makeup tutorials, then don't forget to give me a like, thumbs up, and I will definitely continue to do more. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah.